When people are released from jail, they have the responsibility to appear in court. But some of these people choose to go on the run.
They go back home to mommy.
And that is when these guys come into the picture. So sit back and listen to the Off the Hook podcast with Chad and Rob.
Very fine people on both sides.
These are real stories, but the names have been changed.
Good morning, everybody. This is Rob.
This is Chad.
What's happening with you guys today? Hey, Chad. Good morning.
Good morning, Robert. How are you?
Doing good. I just been watching the news lately and seen this damn hurricane coming up. Man, it's
Category 5 now. It looks like it's going to stay in the Gulf, and yeah, it's bad news.
I hope it don't ruin any of our plans in Florida in a month.
Mm-hmm. I hope everybody's all right down there.
Yeah. In case you guys are listening and you're not, ever had to deal with hurricanes, we definitely have, especially Chad here. Our office down in
office here in downtown Wilmington, our office in Bolivia. It got flooded in Florence.
Yeah,
that was a
bad.
horrible storm. It just stayed on us for 3 days, nonstop rain.
Just dumping rain.
Yeah, that was horrible.
Yeah, I remember I drove down there and I was standing. I was about a foot of water on the road, looking at the office. Couldn't get to it because it was like 3.5 feet of water.
That was on the highway. Yeah, I remember seeing boats on the highway. Yeah, crazy. Wasn't the strongest wind, but the rain was just crazy because it fills up all the streams a week later after it's over. And they just flood, and it just destroyed our place down there. And our one downtown here, we had the roads fill up, and it came through the doors one time. But we usually put sandbags and stuff, but we weren't expecting it to be as bad as it was.
Yeah, I think, did you have to replace, I know I had to replace a computer.
Yeah, we got warped wood desks and, some computers that got it that were on the ground. Yeah.
Oh,
anyway.
Anything else exciting? Like our boy Mark Robinson?
Yeah, he was here having a debate with Mr. Josh Stein. Not fond of that guy.
He likes bail reform, by the way.
He is a Soros-funded little man. We prefer Mark Robinson over him.
Absolutely, any day. He tells you the truth. He tells you like it is, whether it hurts your feelings or not. But, he's got some good core values. You might not agree with everything he says, but he's...
You're talking about Mark, right?
Yeah, I'm talking about Mark.
Okay,
yeah,
making sure.
Mark's a great guy. I love him to death.
We've done some things for him in the past, and we'd like to do another one before the election coming up here. So, Mark, if you're listening, or we can get you on the podcast, well, that'd be great.
Oh gosh, to get Mark on here.
Yeah.
Oh man, I might reach out to him. I might send him a text and see if
he might have a few minutes for us.
He's got.
We've helped him out quite a bit.
Yeah, I know. We've known that man since before he even ran for lieutenant governor.
Yep.
He was just in Greensboro at the city council meeting.
That speech went viral and blew up huge.
Yeah. Speaking of viral,
You got to put on that thing.
That girl's been everywhere, man. Like, you didn't see nothing from her, and next thing you know, Hakatoy, there she is.
You get famous from one little phrase and just blows up. It's mind-boggling. Yes.
And speaking of, okay, so you seen all the stories that came out, how, she worked at a bar and she worked at a daycare and got fired.
Her dad was a preacher.
Yeah.
None of it true.
None of it true.
She just came on a podcast yesterday or the day before, and they asked her all these questions of things that were floating around. So nope, not true. My dad's the furthest thing from a preacher. I mean, it's funny that the media can put a spin and put it out there, and people believe it's the gospel.
For everybody, please stop listening to the media.
Yeah.
Please stop listening, getting your news from the media.
And another thing I find that's funny is after we'll go talk about the debate for a second. It's like, so people that were in favor of Joe Biden, you know, they think he's so great. The man's physically not capable. But they were actually shocked after the debate to see what kind of shape he was in. And this is something that the people that are not in favor of him, that it depends on what media source you look at, I guess, and what kind of light they put him in, because they were shocked the day after that he looked so bad. Like, it looked like what we've been seeing for a long time out of Joe. I don't know what channel you're getting, what CNN or MSNBC or whoever you're watching is spinning it for you, but Joe has not been well for a long time.
Well, I hate watching the news. I don't watch news.
Yeah, I watch less of it.
I try not to. But speaking of news, let's get into one of the best stories that we got for you guys today. Hey, Chad, I got something for you. You ready?
What?
I don't know. There we go.
Oh, it's story time.
Yeah, story time.
Got too much to tell. I can tell. Got too much to tell.
You like that? I know you like that, Chad.
I can tell stories. Got too much to tell. I can NBC like that.
You're gonna have to
Speaking
trim
of-
that down, man. That's way too much.
Okay, well,
Sorry, everybody, but it's funny for story time. Anyway,
all right. So our next story here is out of Charleston, South Carolina.
Sticky Fingers.
Mr. Sticky Fingers. Chad's been wanting to. He's brought this up a few times when we're writing episodes. And, and coming up with these. He's like, man, we gotta do it. We gotta do it. So I'm like, all right, cool. Let's go ahead and knock it out. So he missed court on us in Brunswick County.
Yeah.
And I can't remember what the bond was. It was a hefty bond. I want to say between 30, 40,000, something like that. We'll say 30. And I bonded him out.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, we start our process of what we do. We go through when we get somebody out, we have an information sheet. So we're gathering all this information that is going to be useful later. Like I said, some of these cases go on for a couple of years. A lot of things change. So we go to our application sheet, and the first thing, naturally, is to call the phone number that we were given. All right, it's cut off. That happens. So then we start calling the people that we asked for references. And everybody that we could get a hold of said, yeah, he's not around here anymore. He's down in South Carolina somewhere. They think Charleston. Myrtle Beach or Charleston is what we were told.
I don't know if you can hear these people outside, but they're getting on my nerves.
Yeah. Anyway, was it?
I can't stand that. People stand outside of our front door and chit-chat and have conversations. Can't stand it.
They like the sign on the door. They think it's funny. Off the hook. Ooh. Okay, whatever.
So anyway, get back to you. So we're calling references, co-signers, and how did we?
So somehow we ended up in Goose Creek, South Carolina, and what?
I think I remember that.
Okay.
He was arrested, but he got out.
That's right. We found an arrest record in Goose Creek. I don't know what county that is, but somewhere in South Carolina. And that's where we started. So he got arrested at was it a Walmart?
Yes.
Okay. So, yeah, we went down to the Walmart down in Goose Creek, found it.
But first we went to the sheriff's department to get some information on the arrest. And that led us to Walmart.
That's how it happened. Okay, yeah, sorry. That's why we're trying to tell
It's been years.
Before we forget them.
It's been years.
So we go after the police department. We go over to the Walmart. Walmarts have great security systems in their stores.
They have one of the best video, the camera systems ever.
Yeah. So, but they have a policy, I believe, that they let you go if you make it out of the store or something like that with some items. They don't pursue you.
They just ban you from the property.
Yeah. So we go there and we go into their security department, and they have all these TV screens up, and we're able to go back to a certain day in which this guy got arrested. And they pull up security footage of that date. And from it, we were able to see a car that picked him up. Wasn't that how it happened?
Yeah, you're right. So they did their paperwork, banned them, and they got in a car and left. And that car he got into, we got the license plate off of it, ran the info, got an address
on the owner of that car.
Yeah, the owner of that car. And by the time we leave there, go eyeball this, it was a little trailer. And we went and looked at it, and we decided to stay that night and just keep an eye on it because we didn't see the car. And then the next morning we went to go look at the trailer again, and we noticed there were some people there, and we snuck up. We parked on the other side of the trailer park, meth park. We're going to call it the meth park because that was exactly what it was.
What this whole group was about.
And we start sneaking up on the trailer, and Chad's like at one window, I'm at the other window. We can hear people talking on the inside. And I'm looking at Chad. I'm like, "Hey, man, I think we need to open, get them to open up this door. I think I can do it." He's like, "Okay, well, let's try it." So we go knock on the door, and this young dude opens the door. He looks methed out of his mind, and we go in. I'm like, "Hey, is there anybody in the house?" He goes, "Yeah, there's two more people." I said, "Where are they at?" He said, that the room right there to your right. So I go in there, and they're methed out on their bed, sleeping. And so we wake them up. So get the hell up, get in the living room, let's talk. And when he does that, I think the blanket moves, and I see a gun right there beside him. And he looks at me, and I look at him, and I, immediately yank them out of that bedroom onto the couch, and I grabbed this gun. It wasn't
a real gun.
No,
but
orange
it looked
piece.
Like, they take the little safety thing out so it looked like
real.
a real gun. And
evidently, people use that for robbing people, and that's their MO. So we get them on the couch. They're scared to death because they're on probation and everything else. And I told them, I asked them are y'all on probation? And the one guy said yes, the one we drug out of the bedroom. I said, well, you're not supposed to have this gun in here. He goes, it doesn't matter. It's a toy gun. I said, doesn't look like it to me. So we're trying to use, we're using these tactics against them to say, hey, look, we'll leave you alone if you just tell us where he's at. So finally they're like, well, we think he got locked up. And I think it was the night before he got locked up.
Yeah, so now we're in Charleston is where we had to go because that was the jail. I think that we found him in was actually whatever county, Charleston.
Yeah, well, it was same county as Goose Creek, but
was it?
That jail was huge.
Yeah, it was really big.
It's got like 8 stories. You can hear the inmates in there yelling out the window. Remember?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So by the time we, go around, and once we see, they tell us he's arrested. We didn't see it because we got there the day before and he wasn't arrested, so it didn't make sense to us. So we go back to Walmart's. We search all the Walmarts and found out that this whole crew has been banned from Walmart's.
Yeah, we'll tell that later.
Yeah. I'm kind of leading us to that. Yeah. So this whole group, including the ones we saw at the trailer, at the meth trailer,
They're all part of it.
They're all part of it. So we get online and we look at the jail website, and lo and behold,
There he is. He's in jail.
I said, damn.
So we have a dilemma. We have to bring a person back, or we have to have proof that they were in jail at the time of the forfeiture, meaning he missed court and because he was in jail somewhere else. Problem was, he wasn't at the time. He had been arrested after he failed to appear for us, which was a bit of a problem at the time. The law's changed since then, but
And what Chad's talking about is on these forfeitures that we get on the back of them.
yeah, we have, I think it's 7 reasons that we can file a motion to set a case aside. And it has to fit one of these 7 criteria. And it did not at that time. The law has changed. But, so we go to the jail and we meet with him, get a picture of him holding his little band up, showing that it has his name, who he is, and that he's in jail there. We were going to present that to the district attorney in our county in order to get relief for the bond. But let's see. So we figured out another way to do it.
Yeah, so we got a hold of a bonding company down there in Charleston. I cannot remember their name to save my life,
Yeah,
but he was really cool.
Yeah, so we ended up bonding him out, as bondsmen, bonding him out through another bondsman.
We were co-signers
Yep, to bring him back to North Carolina.
because he wasn't getting out.
Yeah. So we bond him out, make a deal with that bondsman that, we're going to make sure that he doesn't fail on you. He'll be in jail up in Brunswick County.
Yeah, and so they go post a bond, and the funniest thing was this guy did not Sticky Fingers did not know who was bonding him out. so we sat right there when when you get bonded out, they release him from a door.
Yeah.
And we're just sitting there waiting for him to come out. And all the jailers are sitting there watching us because they're like, oh, we've never seen this before. So he comes out and la, here we are. Hey, how you doing? He's like, shit. He said, I'm screwed now. What do I do?
Out of the frying pan and into the fire.
Right. So, I mean, he was funny as hell. I mean, he told us all kinds of stories on the way home. And that's what we're going to tell you next.
Yep.
Man, I'm telling you. So I remember it was dark when he finally came out.
Mm-hmm.
It was later that night. We put him in chains, get him we got a rental van. We get in the rental van, and the drive back is about 4 hours, 4.5, somewhere in there.
Something like that, yeah. Charleston's a little ways from us.
So he starts telling us stories.
Mm-hmm.
And
so, all right.
Tell him one of the stories there, Chad.
Well, the one that he started talking about was how he and his group of drug doing, meth doing, whatever, thieves, band of thieves, they would go to Walmarts and they would steal items from there. And there's like a price checker in Walmart. What they would do was they would price check and take a picture with their phones of the items that they were stealing. They go back to their hotel, dump everything out on their bed, and they would total up the total amount of things that they stole in a weekend from a Walmart. It was a competition amongst these thieves. And the one who stole the most in the weekend won a bunch of drugs.
Bunch of meth.
Literally, he told us this. This is what they did. And it was like...
Over 100,000.
Yeah, it wasn't a small amount. These were a lot of people and a lot of things being stole.
These are professional thieves. This is what they do every weekend for fun. They turn around, they sell it for nothing, or go to a pawn shop and sell the shit, and they get this money and they go out buy meth. And
think about the loss that Walmart's getting.
Man, you do that. So, say you $500,000 a month.
That's mind-boggling. I mean, those kind of numbers. It's crazy, but
where is the
so you wonder what happens when prices go up. Well, wonder why that is, because they've got to make it up. So again, this whole, taking it easy on people that do things like this, it doesn't work for everybody, that are up and up on things,
and people that are addicted to meth or any drug, they'll do anything for it. Anything. He even told us he did some sexually explicit acts on another man for
Let's leave it at that.
I was like, oh my God.
Yeah, we didn't need to hear all that, but he stayed in the back seat the whole ride, and here's some mouthwash, and you can stay back there.
I don't think he really took a shower at all, neither.
Yeah,
But he was in, I know it's Brunswick County.
Yep.
Is the name of it.
Yeah, we do have notes on that. Okay.
Yeah. And so we get him back to Brunswick County, throw him in jail. He actually served some time there, gets out, and eventually gets caught back up in the system again. Surprise, surprise.
Go figure. Yeah.
And
you reached back out to us to get him back out. I was like, no, man, we're good. We're
no, I'm out of town.
You screw over your bondsman one time, man, and you're pretty much done. We're already sticking our neck out for you as it is. We don't need to take another chance like that. Although we have bonded out some people a couple of times. Remember the guy that we caught that it was like with a fake girl, and he literally thought he was talking to her, and it was one of us.
Oh yeah, this guy we got him three times in a row?
Three times with a fake girl, and he's literally back there texting this girl he's never met,
and
saying,
I'm messaging him for the first
they got me again. And he's talking to this girl like it's his girlfriend, and he's never met her.
And meanwhile, I'm in the front seat writing to him.
Yeah, our phone in the front's going ding, and it's like, oops.
And I'm over there. I remember looking at Chad going, hey, look at this, bro. I'm like,
yeah.
He's like, what the hell? I was like, dude, I don't know. He must be he's that stupid. That was fun, man. Oh, but these forfeitures are these people that skip when, we got one right now. I mean, we can't say much about it, but we got one right now. He's lying to me. I know for sure he's lying to me. And we going to get that ass. I promise you.
Yeah, he just said he was in Texas, and somebody saw him yesterday here.
Yeah, motherfucker, I'm coming to get you. And you right around the corner. I'm coming for you.
I got one to go get today in Jacksonville.
Oh God, J-hole is what I call that. That place is horrible. But we got, let's see, what do we have on the board? Oh, we got a couple. We got a few, but we try to keep ours low.
I'd rather work on other people's than ours.
Yeah.
It's less pressure.
Yeah. I got to go, speaking of tomorrow, I got to go up to Rocky Mount, North Carolina, which is a horrible place again. I'm working a PI case up there with an attorney. As assault case. It's gonna be pretty interesting. I'll be able to talk about it once we go to trial. I think it's going to be January, but it's going to be an interesting one because that's another one that he had to be bonded out. He needed an unsecured bond. He didn't need a secured bond, but they gave him one. But they're going to give somebody who has a career criminal. They're going to keep giving him unsecured bonds. It doesn't make any sense at all. And not the bashing the detectives up there, but they're not that bright up there. But yeah, I can't wait to talk about that one once that one gets here. That's going to be fun. So, got any plans coming up here soon, man? Got any vacations coming up?
Yeah, going somewhere. Well, that's in September. No, we're looking forward to the trip in the 31st of July.
Oh, yes. I cannot wait for Florida.
Down to Florida. Yeah, that's going to be fun.
We're going to be busy, I believe. I think we're going to have a lot of people at our table. And
Yeah, we're going to come up with some good stuff there. I think we're going to try to do it live if I can figure that out. We're still trying to figure all this stuff out.
yeah, YouTube. I didn't mention this at the first of the podcast, but you listeners, if you want to see us doing this on video or just audio, you can listen to both of them on our YouTube channel, Off the Hook Podcast. And if you're sitting at your office bored, want to hear, you can go onto our website, offthehookbell.com, right here.
It's at the bottom of the page. There's like all of our episodes, or Spotify or Apple Play, all that stuff. We're on like 7 or 8 platforms.
Yeah, and we want to say thank you to everybody who has started listening to us and is following us. We've got some really good, so we're going to give you a big clap.
Yeah, thanks for everybody, and share it with somebody that might like to listen to us.
Yeah, so please follow us, and like I said, comments. We like comments because you can put questions in there. Just let us know. So I think we're going to start changing a few things up here. We're going to try to get some other guests to come on.
Yeah, I've got one guy that I'm looking to bring on here. He was a detective, undercover detective in New York City, deep undercover, narcotics, and also he was a 9/11 officer that went through all that ordeal. So we'd like to hear some stories he's got. I'm going to see if I can get him in here at some time.
And I know we're going to have David Gross with the Gross Law Group here in Wilmington. He's going to come and talk about, on the attorney side of things, how things work in the court system and how we need bonds.
That and probably some legal things that you should know to do and not to do if you are detained.
Yeah, you don't have to be an asshole to the cops to make your point across.
Yeah, know what you can say and what not to say is a good thing to know in order to make your situation better.
So, Chad, it's great to do another podcast, but this is number 6. Yeah. Number 6. I'm excited. We're getting into this thing. We're starting to roll with it and starting to figure things out. And we're going to we got so much. Like when we go to Florida, man, we're going to have so much going on.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to go buy some more SD cards. That's for damn sure. But other than that, that's the story of Sticky Fingers. Sticky Fingers, he just doesn't, know how to stay out of jail and quit stealing shit for meth. So, Chad, you want to say anything before we end it?
Nope.
No. We just love you and mean it. Thank you for subscribing and listening to us. Stick with us. We're going to have plenty more in the future for you.
We got more stories to tell.
Absolutely. So thank you. Here we go. Love you, mean it.
You've been listening to Off the Hook with Chad and Rob. We hope you've enjoyed the show. Make sure to like, rate, and review. And be sure to follow us for notifications for another exciting episode. But in the meantime, you can go to our website at www.offthehookbail.com to see more. So until next time, stay out of trouble, or it'll be you that needs to get off the hook. See you soon.